Hello students, Namaste. I am PPY and you are watching PPY tutorial, your favorite channel. And we know that in this tutorial series we are learning about the electronics, and this electronics course covers the master's first semester course. And this may be matching with other university courses also, and so if it matches then you can watch. Okay, and so in NT resonance also we have already covered the two topics, and today is third video, and so I hope that you have already watched all other two videos, and this is a continuation of those two videos, and so I request you to watch those two videos first and then you can watch this video. Otherwise also you can watch and you will understand definitely. I am sure that you will understand these topics also. Okay, let's start. Bandwidth of anti-resonant circuit. So we know that what is anti-resonant circuit means. In this case we have three components. One is the inductor, so this inductor, and capacitor, and this is the resistor, and so three major components of our electronics is connected in parallel to each other across the AC source. Then this is called the parallel circuit. We know this symbol R for resistor, capacitor we write C, and this inductor. And in this case we have already discussed that when the anti-resonance frequency take place, in that case what happens, current through the circuit is minimum and impedance becomes the maximum. Let's recap shortly through this graph. And suppose this is this axis, I took the frequency omega, and this is I am taking the impedance. And we know that the graph of the impedance of the parallel LCR circuit when frequency is varied looks like this. What happens when we go on increasing the frequency? First impedance increases, and at certain frequency what happens, impedance becomes maximum, and so this is the maximum value of, this is our maximum value of impedance, this is Z max, and this frequency at which maximum impedance occurs, that is called the anti-resonant frequency, which is we denote by omega R. And this region of this curve we know that's the capacitance, that capacitive reactance is 1 by omega C, that's 1 by 2 pi fc, and so we know that when frequency increases, reactance of capacitor decreases. Likewise xl equals to, we know that's omega L, and so this 2 pi fl, here also we increase the frequency, then xl increases. So the resultant of these two curves, that's along with the resistor, looks like this. So this is the variation of impedance with frequency, which we have already discussed in previous video. And if we see the variation of current, variation current with angular frequency, we know that the current varies inversely as the impedance. So just opposite will be the graph of the current versus the frequency versus current. So it looks like this. Okay, and here also then what happens at the certain frequency impedance becomes maximum and current becomes the minimum. This is the minimum value of current, and corresponding frequency here we call the anti-resonant frequency, and that's frequency less than, we should note this, frequency less than anti-resonant frequency, this part, and this, that's below part, then capacitive reactance is more, and after this capacitive reactance is less, means before anti-resonant capacitive reactance dominates, and after anti-resonant frequency inductive parts dominates. And here we have to discuss about the bandwidth. So to know the bandwidth we should know the upper and lower cutoff. So what is the upper and lower cutoff frequency? Means that frequency at which impedance impedance of the parallel LCR circuit becomes 1 by root 2 times of Z max. So 1 by root 2 times Z max, that's 70.7%, that's the 70.7% of the peak value. And so this corresponding frequency at which impedance becomes 1 by root 2 times Z max, that's we call the lower cutoff. And if that frequency is more than anti-resonant frequency where this occurs, that frequency is called the upper cutoff frequency, omega 2. This is our lower cutoff and this is our upper cutoff frequency. Okay. And similarly we can see same thing through the graph of current versus frequency. Here the current is the minimum and current minimum, and so if we find this root 2 times the minimum current, so you may find where is root 2 times minimum current, and that's corresponding frequency here. Corresponding frequency here becomes the cutoff frequency. If this frequency is again less than the anti-resonant frequency, then this becomes the lower cutoff, and this is called the, and if that frequency is more than anti-resonant frequency where current becomes over root 2 times the minimum current, that we call the upper cutoff. Okay, and so this is our upper cutoff. And if we know the lower cutoff and upper cutoff, then it means we know the bandwidth, because bandwidth is simply the difference of these two frequencies, that is the bandwidth. So bandwidth will be the difference of upper cutoff frequency and lower cutoff frequency, that is omega 2 minus omega 1. So this type of the parallel LCR circuit, we see that the impedance becomes very high for certain range, and if this certain range of frequency is rejected by the parallel LCR circuit, so we may call this as the parallel LCR circuit is, we call the band stop filter. Band stop filter. Do you know why? Yes, you just got the idea. Because for those range of frequencies, impedance becomes maximum and current becomes, for those range of the frequency in this range series, current becomes the minimum. Means those type of frequency component are rejected by parallel LCR circuit. So this is also known as the band rejector circuit. Of course, we can choose the how much range of frequency you can stop by choosing the different components. For that reason, today we are deriving the relation for the bandwidth in terms of circuit parameter, and later on we will derive it in the form of quality factor also. So before that, let's write some introduction part, and for this let us consider a parallel circuit, parallel resonant circuit with inductor of inductance L, capacitor of capacitance C, and resistor of resistance R, as shown in circuit diagram. Here inductor and capacitor are assumed to be ideal. I mean ideal means, you know, that there is no any other resistance connected in the series with the inductor, and there is no other resistance in parallel to the capacitor. Those capacitors are called the ideal and inductors. So what actually we know that these two ideal cases are not possible, but still to derive the mathematical relation we are supposing this is an ideal case. Okay, and now as we have already discussed that in the previous topic, at anti-resonant frequency, at anti-resonant frequency, we do have some information. What information we have noted? Impedance becomes maximum, and that maximum value of impedance in that case was R. Okay, and current becomes minimum in this case, and so minimum current becomes, if I suppose E is the voltage of the AC source which we have applied, then this will be by R. This becomes the minimum value of the current in the parallel LCR circuit. Also, quality factor we have found that's omega CR, but this is at the anti-resonant frequency, and these three things we require to derive the relation. Okay, and we also know that at cutoff frequency, power in the LCR circuit becomes just half, which we may call 3 dB frequency also. Okay, and so at cutoff frequencies, what do we have? Current in that circuit becomes the root 2 times the minimum current. Now current equals to, you know, that's E by Z. Okay, and so this is the root 2, and we know that's I told you E upon R. So we can cross it out. Okay, and so we get the 1 by Z, that becomes the Y. 1 by Z is Y equals to, we get the root 2 by R. And admittance relation, we had derived this 1 by R plus J omega C minus 1 by omega L. This was our admittance. And so this admittance becomes root 2 upon R. Okay, let's simplify further. And this is a complex quantity, and we are concerned with its magnitude, and so let's find its magnitude. This becomes the 1 upon R square, and this is the minus, and J square also minus, that becomes the plus, and so this becomes omega C minus 1 by omega L, the whole square, and there is the root also. Okay, equals to, we got the root 2 upon R. Okay, and so after this, let me rub this. Okay, if I need, I'll make it this paper again, because we need some space to write it down. Okay, now further simplifying, we are simplifying this to get the at what frequency this happens. Okay, now squaring this, and we get upon R by R square plus omega C minus 1 by omega L. This whole square will be equals to 2 upon R square. Let's further simplify this. Okay, and so 1 by this omega C minus 1 by omega L equals to that becomes, this whole square will be equals to 2 minus 1 is 1 by R square. So we again get omega C minus 1 by omega L equals to plus minus 1 by R. Okay, up to here what we get? For cutoff frequency, difference of omega C minus omega L will be equals to 1 by R. And here is the plus and minus. So we have to choose this plus and minus by considering these things. Okay, and so what we can write at lower cutoff frequency, what we get? Omega C is let me first XC is greater than XL. You know this, why this happens? If we have already learned this, graph of the XC is like this and XL is like this, and this XC is much bigger than this inductive, and so before reaching this frequency, what we get? XC is always greater. So before we are talking just about for the lower cutoff. So for this range of frequency, what we get, X is greater than XL, and so Xc we know that's 1 by omega c. 1 by omega c is greater than omega L, and so just reciprocal omega c is less than 1 by omega L. So what we get for lower cutoff? Therefore, for lower cutoff frequency, omega equals to omega 1. What we have to choose? Omega c minus 1 by omega L is less than 0. Therefore, what we must write? Omega c minus omega 1 c minus 1 by omega 1 L equals to, we have to take here the minus sign. Understood? You can think yourself to get this result, and this is my one of the equation, because I got this for the lower cutoff, and this situations happens only for the lower cutoff. For upper cutoff, let me write again. Okay, for upper cutoff frequency, what we get? Xc is less than omega L, because we have already crossed the anti-resonant frequency, and in this case omega, again like that, omega 1 by omega, let me write again this, Xc is less than XL, and this 1 by omega c is less than omega L, and so omega c is greater than 1 by omega L. So in this case, we know the omega c means this part, this is bigger and this smaller, so result will be plus. And for upper cutoff frequency, we get omega 2c minus 1 by omega 2L, which is equals greater than 0. Therefore, we need to take the positive sign in this case. So what will be our relation? Omega c minus 1 by omega L will be equals to 1 by R. This is our second equation. So this is very easy for you now. We have the two equation, omega 1 for one equation and omega 2 for another equation. And so you know that if we solve this equation 1, and then we get the lower cutoff, and we solve this equation, then we get the upper cutoff. And after getting the lower cutoff and upper cutoff, what is bandwidth? Bandwidth just difference of these two frequency. So very easily you can get. And now to solve this equation, let's start again. Okay, and so now you can pause video and can copy down. Okay, and so but let me continue. Let me continue this. Okay, and so now I am going to solve the first equations. Okay, from equation 1 we have we just take the LCM, then omega 1 square LC minus 1 over omega 1 L equals to minus 1 by R. So omega 1 square LC minus 1 equals to minus omega 1 L upon R. Now I don't require this LC here, it looks untidy, so I'll divide by LC on both sides. So I get the omega 1 square minus 1 by LC, and this that side becomes the L gone, and so omega 1 upon CR. Okay, and let's take bring this term also on this side, and so omega 1 square plus omega 1 upon CR, and that's the minus 1 by LC, which equals to 0. Of course, this is a quadratic equation, and quadratic equation, you know the formula of quadratic equation is minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac root divided by 2a. And so this formula I will use here. So what we get, omega 1 will be equals to minus b, and so minus 1 upon CR plus minus b square means 1 by CR whole square, b square minus 4ac, 4, a is our 1 and c is minus lc, so plus 1 upon lc. Okay, and divide by 2a. So 2 and a is our 1, so I can write this as 1 by 2 CR plus minus, and this is the 2 I will take inside the bracket only, and so that's to become the 4, and so 4 means I can write 2 times CR whole square, and that 4 cancel, and so this becomes 1 upon LC and root over here. Okay, and so this is our lower cutoff, but still there is one problem with me. I don't know you have or not. There is a sign of plus minus, but we have the unique, only one cutoff frequency. You can't get the two cutoff frequency for same component. So what can I do? Think a little bit and decide what sign we have to take. Yes, you got. That's the, if I take the minus, then frequency becomes negative. So frequency can never be negative. So it means I have to take the, here the second out of plus minus, I have to take the plus sign. So I can write, since frequency cannot be negative, we can write omega 1 equals to minus 1 by 2 CR, and we take the plus sign, and that becomes 1 by, okay, root under 1 upon CR whole square and plus 1 by LC. Okay, and so this was the value of the lower cutoff. Now again same thing we have to do for the upper cutoff, and so equation is same, and so this one our R and root 1 by 2, sorry, this one R. Okay, and so from equation again we have to from equation 2. Everything is alike, nothing is different, only sign is, this sign is only our plus. So we have to go through the same process, nothing is different, and so let me write this, omega 2 a square LC minus 1 equals to, that's become the omega 2 L upon R, and I bring this side this again, so omega 2 a square LC, and that's my minus omega 2 L upon R minus 1 equals to 0, again divide by LC, and so we get the omega 2 a square minus omega 2 upon CR minus 1 by LC equals to 0, and again we use the quadrication formula, and so for this we get the omega 2 will be equals to, that's the minus b, and so minus already is plus 1 by 2 CR, and again plus minus root under, everything is same here, so 1 upon 2 CR whole square plus 1 upon LC. So again where we can't take the minus sign, we will take the plus sign only. If I try to the minus sign, so this terms will be the bigger and answer will be the negative. So since frequency is positive quantity, so we get omega 2 equals to, omega 2 will be equals to 1 by 2 CR plus root under 1 by 2 CR whole square plus 1 by LC. So friends, we got both omega 1 and omega 2. So I know that's how can I find the bandwidth. Now bandwidth Now bandwidth of parallel LCR circuit is defined as the difference of upper and lower cutoff frequencies and given by that's the bandwidth thus difference. So I can write delta omega, which equals to of course omega 2 minus omega 1, and we know the value of the omega 2. Just now we got value of omega 2 as 1 by 2 CR plus 1 by 2 CR whole square plus 1 upon LC root under and then minus 1 by 2 CR, and so there is already minus plus and then minus, and that's term the same 1 by 2 CR whole square plus 1 by LC, and this is the root. So this term and this term of course it cuts, and so what we get 1 by 2 times 1 by 2 CR, and we know this 2 to cancel, and so we got the 1 by CR. So friends, we got the value of bandwidth. 1 upon CR. This in terms of the circuit parameters, capacitor and resistor. Okay, and after this, okay, now again you can copy by pausing the video, and so let's showing this all at a time. Okay, next what we left with, so quality factor equals to, this is not writing now. Okay, and so quality factor equals to C omega R, but this is at anti-resonant frequency, and this is, so we can get 1 by CR equals to omega by Q. So we can write in bandwidth. Therefore, in terms of quality factor, we can write bandwidth equals to 1 upon CR is omega upon Q. So this will be the bandwidth related with the anti-resonant frequency. And if you have to derive, then we can derive up to, and this is our final equation. But one more thing we want to see from here, that's let's multiply these two frequency, what we get. So when we multiply lower cutoff and upper cutoff frequency, so we get something new. Let's see what. So multiplying, or you could just write, let me write more over omega 1 into omega 2. This we are multiplying upper and lower cutoff frequency. So upper cutoff is here only, and so let me write minus 1 by 2 CR plus 1 by CR, that is 2 CR, sorry I left here, 2 CR square plus 1 by LC, there is a root, and again I have to multiply by same terms, but this time there is plus 1 by 2 CR, and there is plus root under 1 upon 2 CR plus 1 by LC. Okay, so I have to multiply these two terms. See this is A minus B, and this is A plus B. So we know this A square minus B square is quite simple. And so what we get, 1 by 2 CR whole square plus 1 by LC minus 1 by 4 C square R square, and we got this term is same, so interesting, and so we got 1 upon LC. So what we get, multiplying these two frequency, that's upper cutoff and lower cutoff frequency, and of course this is the anti-resonant frequency. So omega 1 and omega 2, which we get omega AR whole square. Okay, and so finally what we get, omega AR is the root of omega 1 into omega 2. Means simply we can tell that the omega AR is the geometric mean of the two cutoff frequency. That is what we get, omega 1, omega AR and omega 2 are in geometric progression. So friends, we derived the relation for the bandwidth and we got this idea also. Okay, and so these were the topics which we have to